While we are having a group work phase here in our conference in Florida, I simply went out for a few minutes with a cup of coffee and sit down in the garden and have some minutes of rest. I have done basically the same seminar now a number of times, but it never gets boring. After a while, of course, I know what I will be speaking about. That is not the interesting thing. The interesting thing is relating these principles again and again to different groups, to different people, to different denominations, to different ethnicities. And that is the fascinating thing. At our meeting here in Florida, I just met Peter, who is personally involved in the ministry in the Dominican Republic. And he has just shared with me that about 1,000 churches are involved there in the NCD process.
That's right.
Is this right? So, Peter, can you share with me about results that you can see based on these surveys that have been done?
Absolutely. Christian, you have no idea the program, I hate to say that word program, the process that NCD has taken these churches that we're working with in the Dominican Republic has transformed them. They have gone from a dead, dry churches to passionate. They're outside the four walls. They're doing ministry. The people in the church are working. They're excited. The pastor is actually equipping their members. We have seen just last year, we saw 117% average growth.
Average growth means that includes already all of the failures.
That's true. That's true, and the best part about it is over the past 5 years that we've been using NCD and the tools involved with them, coaching Dominican pastors from these churches, we have seen almost 30,000 adults come to Christ. I mean, that's heaven. You know, we're seeing a glimpse of heaven because normal, ordinary people who used to just sit on a pew are now engaged and discipling and reaching their neighbors and loving their neighbors with the love of Jesus Christ, just as he did.
I am sitting here together with a good friend of mine who is the host of the conference that we have just had. He is the pastor of one of the healthiest churches that I'm aware of, who applies NCD principles, the Trinitarian compass, extremely consistently, and at the same time the pastor of one of the largest United Methodist churches, Jack Stevenson. Jack, why have you decided to place NCD, of all options, at the core of your strategy in your own church?
Well, Christian, as you know, I've been a fan of your work since you began. I feel like you've taken the teachings of Donald McGavran on growth principles and really devoted your life to them. Your Trinitarian compass, the three colors, we live them in the life of this church.
What are the results that you can see as an effect of applying NCD in your area of responsibility?
Well, the healthier a church gets, the more people give, the more people believe in it. We are consistently ahead of budget here at Anona, and we're consistently adding to innovation, to staff, to new explorations, to new laboratories, taking great risks because we're very comfortable. Because the healthier a place gets, the more the numbers grow, the more giving grows, the more a pastor has really good people to empower and to disciple. So we follow your principles, and really the rest of it gets pretty easy.
But what about financial things is one area, but about people who find Christ, conversions, does this contribute to it as well?
We lead the denomination in the state of Florida in conversions, what the Methodist Church calls profession of faith, new Christians, Christians who don't have a church or have never belonged to a church anywhere. Discipling a person into the faith using the three colors. You met Sandy, who was sitting beside me at the conference. That's her job. She's on staff here to disciple people into the three colors. We call worship blue, and you work on yourself. You gain insight into your own soul and your own, what you need. and you're fed in worship. Now, we call small groups red, where you study the Bible and you belong to the body of Christ. And we call mission and ministry and volunteering green, where you get out there and co-create with God. Sandy's job is to take the new person and cross the line of commitment, that's a Dave Wetzler term, in all three of these areas. So we count new Christians in discipleship as people who commit to all three aspects of God. So worship, grow, serve. You often say, use your tools or someone else's, but we have decided that the NCD tools are about the best there is.